This is Alonso. Now, Alonso is my AI twin avatar, and he's a single Christian man struggling in his dating relationships. And today we're gonna help him out by sharing 5 dating mistakes and a very, very important bonus one that I'm gonna share at the end that every Christian man, including Alonso, needs to stop making. But don't worry, next week I'm coming back and I'm gonna help this girl, Jasmine, who is my wife Jennifer's AI twin avatar, and I'm gonna talk about 5 dating mistakes every Christian woman needs to stop making. But today we're focusing on the brothers. So Alonso, what's up, bro?
Yo, Alan, what's up, bro? I need help.
Yo, I got you, man. Now, before I proceed, I need to make a couple of disclaimers. First, the reason why I can speak about these mistakes is because, quite frankly, if I'm just being honest, whenever I was single, I made all of these mistakes myself, which is why I know a lot of Christian men are struggling in this area and they need to avoid them. All right. Now, second, I'm aware that women make some of these same exact mistakes, and I'm going to cover some of those next week in the women's video. But in this video, I want to speak directly to the men because I believe that men should be leaders in the relationship. All right, y'all ready? Let's get it. All right, mistake number 1, sexualizing the relationship. Now, I'm just going to go and get this one out of the way right now because when a Christian man engages in sexual activity with a Christian woman or allows his lust or lack of self-control to totally dominate the relationship, what happens is it inevitably causes several very negative, bad things to happen. First, it clouds both your judgment and hers. Now, what do I mean by that? No longer are you able to objectively assess whether or not this relationship is right or not, because once you introduce sex into it, your hormones begin to override your rational thought, right? It begins to override your ability to really be objective about the relationship, to be able to see whether this relationship is something that you should be in or not. And what it does, it short circuits the process of getting to know one another and creating a bond. It creates a bond that was only meant for marriage. Not only that, but it may cause her to question your spiritual leadership, bro, right? So she may not say it, but secretly she may think, wait a second, if he's supposed to be Christian, then why is he treating me the way other non-Christian men have treated me in the past? How is he going to lead me spiritually when we are married if he cannot lead me spiritually when we are dating? In addition to that, it may also damage her self-esteem. Let's say the relationship doesn't work out, right? Not every relationship that you're in is going to lead to marriage. So now she's left more than likely dealing with shame from that sexual encounter that she is more than likely going to carry into her next relationship. Now, with that said, I just need to go on record and say this. If you have already gone down this path, because I can already see some of you feeling a little defeated, a little condemned. That's not the point of this video. No shame, no judgment, no condemnation, none of that. But if you've already gone down this path, it doesn't mean necessarily that the relationship is doomed or can't be blessed by God or that the woman will never be able to respect you again. No, it doesn't mean any of that. So you've heard me say this many times on the channel over the years, and that is the fact that God, I truly believe this, God will always respond to a heart of repentance. No matter how far down the path of sin you have gone, if you make up your mind that you want to repent and turn and change your mind and go in a different direction, I truly believe that God will bless you. He will bless your relationship, and there still is hope for that woman to gain your trust. So, Alonso, what do you think you need to do after hearing that? What are your thoughts?
All right, so let me get this straight. I'm trying to lead her spiritually while I'm also leading her into temptation. Yeah, that don't line up. Real talk. If I can't respect her body now, why should she trust me to lead her heart later? If I want a wife, I gotta stop moving like a boy with no boundaries, period.
Exactly, bro. You got it. All right, so that leads me to my second mistake. Mistake number 2, not defining the relationship. All right, so the story goes like this. You meet a woman, You think she's banging, she's hot, she's fine, whatever word you want to throw in there. She's attractive, right? Now you start getting to know her, you like her, but you ain't in love with her, right? Like she's okay, but you're not really all the way in on her yet. She meets a need in your life, whether that need is maybe it's companionship, maybe it's sexual satisfaction, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. Maybe it's loneliness, maybe a status thing, like she looks good on your shoulder, looks good on your arm. Maybe it's ministry support. I don't know, whatever it is. But she meets a need for you. But you know deep down in your heart right here that you're not ready to fully commit to only her. You want to leave the door open. You want your options. You want to see other people, right? So what happens is you refrain from putting a label on the relationship. You don't want to say you all are together. You don't want to say that's your girl. You don't want to say that you all are dating. No, because you are a Christian man. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to commit to her and say that you are together and then you cheat because you see somebody else that you really want to be with, but you already committed to her, but now you're seeing two people. You don't want to do that. You know you're a Christian man. You can't do that. So instead, what you do is you don't put a label on the relationship at all, but then you keep hanging out with her. You keep chilling with her. You might even be physical with her. And you're doing a lot of the things that you would do if there were a label on the relationship, but you just have not defined the relationship yet. So you haven't defined the relationship, but you also don't want to let her go because once again, she meets some need in your life. So you keep hanging out for an extended period of time without really ever labeling the relationship. Now, the reason why this is so damaging is because basically what it does is that it sends the message to her, my brother, that she is good enough to hang out with, but not good enough to commit to, right? She can hang out, I can kiss on her, I can be with her, I can spend time with her, I can go watch movies with her, I can give her a massage and all that stuff, right? I mean, let's be real. All right, let's be real in this video. I can do all those things. She can cook for me, she can come clean my apartment or whatever it is, but she's not good enough for me to put a label on the relationship. This creates confusion because the woman, she is left wondering if maybe you're hanging out with other women in the same way that you're hanging out with her, right? She doesn't know, right? And this is why if you are not ready to DTR, as they say, if you're not ready to define the relationship, to put a label on the relationship, then you for sure need to be avoiding any and all physical contact with her because when you do, she is going to assume as a Christian man that you are not doing any of those things with anyone else other than her. So if you are not ready to commit to that, then I'm just going to be honest, brothers. I love you, all right, but I'm being pastoral in this moment. You shouldn't engage in any physical activity whatsoever. Now, along those same lines, it also causes her to question, like, what are we? Are we friends? Are we more than friends? It doesn't seem like we're just friends because brother man's kissing on me. He wants to be physical with me. He wants to cuddle. He wants to rent movies. He wants to come over late at night and all of that. And it causes her to wonder, where is this going? Is there even a future in this relationship? And her heart is not able to be vulnerable and open because she doesn't know where things are going. Once again, you need to be careful with this. Now, along those same lines, it puts the woman in a place where she's not sure how much she should open up to you about her life, about her past, about her childhood, about her dreams, about her goals, about her trauma, about her baggage, about her issues, about all this stuff. She doesn't know. Why would she want to open up if she doesn't know you're going to be around? So she's keeping her heart at bay. She may want to. She wants to open up. But if she's unsure as to how long you're going to be around, then she is more than likely going to refrain from being vulnerable because there's no real commitment. The bottom line is this: it sends mixed signals because your actions may say one thing, my brothers, but your words are saying something else. So Alonso, I know that was a lot, but what was your take on this?
So I'm out here talking to her every day, hanging out, even praying with her, but won't call it what it is? Yeah, that ain't leadership. That's confusion. If I'm not ready to commit, I need to stop sending mixed signals. Clarity is kindness, bro. And if I can't define it, I don't need to be in it.
Boom, you nailed it, bro. All right, now let's move on to mistake number 3. And this is somewhat along the same lines as number 2, but there is a very nuanced difference, and that is not making your intentions known. Once again, this is similar and closely related to the second one, but slightly different in this way. You can make a commitment. Now watch this now. You can make a commitment to a woman and not violate principle number 2, right, about not DTR. Okay, so let's say you say, okay, we girlfriend, boyfriend, right? You can say that. You can define the relationship and you and her are exclusive and you're not seeing anybody else but her. But once again, if you don't make your intentions known to her about why you are even pursuing her or dating her in the first place, it can have negative consequences. So check this out, Alonso and all the other brothers. When I met my wife on our 5th date, I'm not joking. I know this is a little bit extreme for some of y'all, but on our 5th date, I made my intentions known to her. And this is what I basically said. I said, look, I want you to know, Jennifer, I want you to know that if we decide to date, I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I am looking for a wife. I'm looking for someone to do ministry with. I'm not looking to date you for 2, 3, 4 years. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I've already dated enough girls. And the only reason I would decide to date you right now, if you let me, right? That was a big thing, is to assess whether we could be compatible for a marriage. I put that out there from the jump street, right? And when I said this, she'll go on record and tell you it put her immediately at ease. It gave her the confidence to know that Brother Allen was not just messing around. It assured her that we weren't just dating indefinitely. It let her know that I was considering her heart, her feelings, her emotions. I wasn't going to string her along. I had an intention. I had a purpose, and there was a possible end in mind. She wasn't just left wondering, okay, how long are we going to be together, right? So in step 2, they don't even know if you're together. In step 3, they know you're together, but they don't even know where the thing is going, right? So our dating journey had a purpose, and that purpose was all leading to a place of potentially of marriage. Listen, our purpose in dating, it wasn't recreational, it was intentional, right? Let me repeat that. Your dating should not just be recreational. We have fun, we hang out, we have a good time, we have chemistry, we have attraction, all that stuff. No, it should be intentional. It should be going somewhere. Now, what this does is that it ultimately shows this Christian woman that you are a leader and that you have her best interest at heart. You are interested in protecting her heart and yours, and it also allows her to now breathe, relax, feel comfortable about opening up to you because she now knows where your heart is, what your intentions are, and where you ultimately want to take the relationship. Now, this does not mean that you're going to marry her. It doesn't mean that every person that you meet, you're going to marry, because the two of you, you might get further down the line and discover that you're not compatible. That's okay. It happens all the time. It just means that you're starting out with the right godly intentions to say, hey, I don't know whether we're going to get married, but I'm letting you know the reason why I'm even dating you to begin with is because I want to see if you and I could be compatible for marriage. Finally, by not dating her for 3 to 4 years, and I'm not necessarily saying there's a bad thing, I'm just saying at some point you should know what you're looking for. I'm just going to be honest with you, especially when you start getting older. You should know exactly what you're looking for. There's no need to be dating forever, right? You're not wasting your time or the other person's time. They can, look, if you start dating for long periods of time and it doesn't work out, you can't get that time back. They can never get that time back. And essentially, you need to assess early on whether you're compatible or not. And if not, you free yourself and her up to go and find someone who is. All right, Alonso, I know that was a lot, but what you thinking, bro?
So I told her we're exclusive, but I never told her why I'm dating her. Man, that's how you waste somebody's time. If I'm not dating with purpose, then I'm just playing. I'm not looking for a girlfriend to chill. I'm looking for a wife to build.
You're starting to get it, bro. All right. But there is another mistake I want the brothers to avoid. Number 4, then we got 5. And don't forget, I got a bonus one that you're not going to want to miss. Trust me. All right. Mistake number 4 is believing that marriage will cure your lust problem. If you are a man and you are struggling with lust, I will tell you that marriage will not solve the problem for you, especially if you're watching adult entertainment. I think you know what I'm referring to. Can't say the word, probably gonna get censored, right? But you know what I'm talking to. Adult films. And here's the reason, brothers. The reason is because the adult film industry, as you've heard me say on this channel before, it promises both frequency and variety. You can look at it whenever you want. That's frequency. And every time you do, you can find something new, something novel. Well, guess what? Sex in marriage is not like that. It's the exact opposite. You more than likely will not get your needs met every time you desire, and it won't be new ever again when you get married. Yes, you can and you should keep it fresh, keep it spicy and all that stuff, but it's going to be with the same person for the rest of your life. So what should you do? All right. We don't need to go down a whole bunch of details on this, but what should you do? If you're a man and you're struggling with this, the best thing I encourage you to do right now, if you're a man and you're dating, all right, and you're struggling with watching adult films, is to get that issue under control now and don't bring it into your future marriage, because I can tell you, not from personal experience, but just from talking to lots of people and things like that, I can tell you that sex addiction can contaminate your intimacy with your future wife, because it's going to put her in a place where she is going to feel like she is competing with all of these professional actresses who are faking it on screen. And you are going to naturally, either consciously or subconsciously, push your expectations of what you're seeing on the screen onto her. She is not going to ever be able to measure up. And as a result, that is going to cause her to have an insecurity, have a low self-image, and feel like that she's really disappointing you, if you will. So I need to encourage you to confess that issue to another trusted accountability partner and get some help right away. I encourage you to install some software on all your devices right away. I use Covenant Eyes. That's the one that I use, all right? I encourage you to do that. So, Alonso, don't know if you're struggling with that or not, but what you going to do, bruh?
So I'm thinking marriage is going to fix my lust? Bro, if you ain't disciplined now, a wedding ring ain't going to save you. Lust don't just leave because you say I do. No, you drag it into the bedroom and call it love. Get free before you get married, or you'll bleed on a woman who didn't cut you.
Bro, you spitting wisdom now, man. You get it. You get it. All right, now let's wrap this up with mistake number 5. All right, brothers. Mistake number 5 is prioritizing chemistry over character. Woo! This one is huge. All right, check this out. So many men want a trophy wife. They want that super fine woman by their side. So when they go out in public, every man who looks at them, and they can catch them brothers looking at their wife or their girlfriend or whatever, every man who looks at them envies them, because now all these men want to be with your girl. And somehow that boosts their ego, boosts their pride, whatever, right? Now, if you can get that and she has impeccable godly character, then, you know, like me, no, I'm just joking. I do think my wife is beautiful, all right? You should think your wife is beautiful, all right? But if you can get both, then you hit the jackpot, all right? But quite frankly, having been married now for 10 years, I can tell you that many of the things that you think you need in marriage, you really don't. You would be surprised. Do you need to be strongly attracted to your wife? Absolutely, yes, but not at the expense of character. What you will appreciate, I promise you, what you will appreciate and thank me for later, bros, is that you prioritize things like this over the physical chemistry. Questions like, is she going to be able to support me in my dreams? Does she believe in me? Can she cook? Is she going to be a good mother? Is she good with finances? Does she have earning potential if you're going to have dual incomes? Is Jesus the authority in her life? Does she have a sweet spirit? Does she have accountability relationships in her life? Does she handle feedback and criticism well? Here's a good one. Has she dealt with her baggage? Here's another good one. How does she treat other people? Now that's important because she might be able to fake it with you, but pay attention to how she treats other people because eventually that's how she's going to treat you. All right, Alonso, what are your thoughts before I move on to this bonus mistake?
Yeah, she fine, but can she pray? Can she forgive? Can she walk with me through fire and not fold? Chemistry might get my attention, but character is what's going to keep the house standing. If I build on beauty and not foundation, I'm setting myself up to fall.
Bro, could not have said it any better, man. But as I said, I got one more bonus mistake that I need you and all the brothers to avoid. All right, bonus mistake, elevating platonic relationships over your girlfriend. Listen, bros, having female friends you confide in instead of or just as much as you do your girlfriend is a huge problem, all right? What happens is, okay, let me just break it down. All right, a lot of guys like to have all these girls that are friends, friend girls or whatever. You texting them, maybe you going out to lunch with them, you're chatting with them on social media and all this stuff. This can create a serious insecurity within the woman that you're dating because women have a strong need for emotional connection. And if she knows you're getting that need met by some other woman, or maybe she doesn't know, but maybe she can feel and tell that, she doesn't have your full heart, right? It can make her feel very insecure and even jealous because she's wondering, hey, why is it that you feel more comfortable talking to your homegirl instead of talking to me? Why is it that whenever you have an issue, you go to her first and you don't come to me? Listen, and God forbid any of these girls are girls that you used to date. Guys, it's time for Christian men to step up and start being men and not boys. I know this sounds a little bit direct, but some of you need direct, all right? When you're dating, you need to show her that you are all into her, not these other so-called girlfriends. So, Alonso, what are your thoughts about that?
So I'm out here emotionally leaning on other women while calling her my girl? Yeah, that's disrespectful, plain and simple. If she's the one I'm building with, she's the one I should be confiding in. Ain't no woman feeling secure when her man's heart is split between her and his homegirl.
You got it, man. All right. So, Alonso, do you have any parting thoughts or words of wisdom that you want to share with the brothers before we end this video?
All right, fellas, real talk. Dating ain't just about vibing. It's about vision. Don't play with a woman's heart just because you ain't ready to lead with yours. The goal isn't just to get the girl. It's to honor God while you pursue her. Be the man now that you're asking her to trust later, because kings don't date like boys. They build like men.
Whoo, man, that brother's spitting some wisdom. That bro needs to start his own YouTube channel for real. Anyways, brothers, I hope these 6 things give you insight as to how to set yourself up to be the man of God that he has called you to be and the man that your future wife needs you to be, the man that your future wife can look at with respect. All right. Once again, don't forget that next week, ladies, I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about 5 dating mistakes every Christian woman needs to stop making. So stay tuned for that. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, and if you're a woman, you want to share this with your man, go on and share it with him. But also, if you know anybody else that would be helped with this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. It really helps push this video more into the algorithm, but also copy the link, share it with somebody so they can be blessed as well. I'll see y'all next week. Don't forget. Bye for now.